Hey guys, continuing our videos, chapter 4 of Exhortation to Philosophy by Iamblichus. This is the second video in this chapter. Here, Iamblichus starts to quote Archytas, or however you pronounce him, saying, using the quotes to say that basically the purpose of the man is to contemplate the higher things, to try and understand the true reality, the intelligence with which the true reality is created, rather than the physical reality. By doing this, by contemplating the higher reality, we start to understand the principle from which all other things come and are created in the physical reality. And principles, multiple principles. But ultimately, Iamblichus says those multiple principles lead to one principle from which all comes. And by investigating and studying this one principle, the way it flows down, the wise man is able to see the one principle in all that exists in the physical reality, how it all comes from the one principle and how it then returns back to it. And obviously here we're starting to talk about the one, commonly referred to as God in the popular culture. So by studying this, by studying the one principle, the man starts to see one principle in all things. This ultimately starts to result in wisdom, because the human starts to understand the causal things that are causing all these multiple things that we see around us. The causal elements behind them, what causes them. This develops wisdom, and the person starts to experience more happiness and more beauty and such things from contemplating the higher nature. But remember, the man is essentially a twofold thing. The true man, so to speak, which is the immortal man, the soul, and then the companion, the instrument, the beast of the physical reality. So as I understand it, we have to put quite a lot of effort. If our physical environment is not organized in such a way to stimulate this type of thinking, and in the West, if we look around, we don't see that. It's not organized in that way in the majority of places. In the majority of places in the West, the opposite is the way the physical environment is organized. This is how I understand it. It is organized to stimulate our attention towards the small, peculiar details of things. We want new phones with new features, new cars with different colors and all kinds of varieties, accessories, and so forth. So the mind is constantly directed towards the multitude, rather than trying to help the mind go higher and higher, to see the connections between all these things, to see the higher principles and ultimately the one principle. So the way the Western world is organized at the moment is not the way that leads to happiness. It leads to a true happiness, much more lasting, much more intense and pleasant happiness. So this means we have to exert effort in our daily lives to push the mind towards that. And the way we exert this effort is both, as we see from philosophy, is theoretical philosophy, which is when we study these videos, we study the texts, and practical philosophy, when we transform our life with the things we study, and when we do meditations, purifications, rituals, and so forth, which we will talk about much later on in the following videos. So that's it. For this chapter, this is it. This is a really nice chapter. There's a lot of stuff I left out. This is just a glimpse to motivate you to buy the book and read the chapter. So make sure you do that. And I hope you read it and you will enjoy it. And I hope you contemplate it. Let it guide your being and your mind towards higher and higher things. Thank you. In the next video, we're going to talk about chapter number 5 of this incredible book. Thank you. Bye-bye.